I had a dream that could save my life. Airplane hands in the wind in a vintage time. I wanna love like my grandfather loved his wife.
But this is Bryce Avary, The Rocket Summer. Pretty awesome. We're gonna see him, the scene aesthetic. Oh, definitely.
For sure. It's pretty
Thanks,
dope.
man. Love it. But yeah, we're gonna see Rocket Summer, scene aesthetic, and I think States today. One local band? I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna get to know Bryce Avary today. And so we got a bunch of fan submitted questions that I came up with from my website the other day. And first one is, have you ever holed up in any crazy locations to write songs or albums?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I've every record I'm always writing, always, never not writing, so I've written in the weirdest places. On this record, in fact, a song that I wrote called Soldiers, I ended up writing that in two pretty crazy experiences. Our van had broke down and I had to leave everyone behind, and fans took me to the show. And while we were on the way, I got this phone call that was really sad about a family member that had passed away. And so while I was waiting for the band, I was in a basement just writing a song called Soldiers, and I wrote half of it. And then we went to Nashville a few weeks later, and I don't know if you remember when the flood happened a couple years ago in Nashville. We were there. And so I was locked in a bathroom, and I wrote the rest of that song. And that's on the new record. So, but yeah, I've written much more, inspiring, happy places as well. In the woods, parks and stuff, and apartments. I don't know. I'm just kind of always writing, so it's sort of, there's never really, oh, I gotta go here. It's just kind of, I'm always constantly thinking about trying to pull a song out of everything that I see. So I'm never not working on that.
Something I've actually been wondering myself, how does your faith influence your songwriting and things like that? What inspires you there?
Well, yeah, I mean, my faith is such a huge part of who I am, and it's certainly, without a doubt, the biggest thing in my life. And I'm constantly seeking the creator of all of this stuff, so even in songwriting, no matter what I write, if I'm writing a spiritually charged song, or if I'm just writing a story about someone, or if it wouldn't necessarily be considered kind of like, Christian or whatever, I'm always seeking the creator of creativity to help guide me through that songwriting process. Because I absolutely believe that, he's the creator of creativity, and so it's generally good to try to hone in on that and connect. But yeah, I'm so inspired by life, and I'm kind of always just trying to perceive things the way they're meant to be, and certainly spiritually, and so that's naturally it comes out in my music.
Next fan submitted question, actually. You were on Double Dare as a kid. For those who are unfamiliar, they're basically an awesome game show back in the 80s, early 90s. What was that experience like for you? Did you guys win anything?
Yeah, we did, man. Oh, it's gonna haunt me forever. But it's funny, yeah, I was on that show. I was just on vacation with my family. I was a little kid and walking to Universal Studios, Florida, and these people walked up to us and were just like, do you want to be on the show? You should try out. So we did a rap. I did the rap, actually, and my family did this behind me. It was so, I did a split, so it was like, oh gosh. But we made it on the show, and just hilarious because we beat the other team. We didn't answer a single question right. So I don't know how that works, but only in America, I guess.
Okay, now you're known as a multi-instrumentalist, big word there, and you play, actually you record all the instruments on every album you've ever made. Why, after a decade of recording music, do you continue to do that?
I think I love it. I love music. I love creating and just pushing myself as a musician. And I like to, it's a great feeling to have something be a true reflection of what's in your heart. And that's why I do that. But every time I make a record, I'm always like, why do you keep doing it? Just because, like, you know, I want to always learn. So I'm constantly, like, trying to learn from others and not, like, put myself in a box, you know. But it's weird with Rocket Summer. That's just kind of, this thing morphed into that. And so far it's worked, so I don't know though, we'll see. I definitely would love to collaborate with other people and try to come up with something crazy, so.
I was actually thinking of, well, yeah, you probably remember that all acoustic tour you did a year or two ago. Was it really fun for you, and if so, would you consider doing something like that ever again?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first time I'd ever done anything like that, and I just wanted to do something special where, you know, normally it's, we go on tour, it's full band, and try to put on as big of a production as we can, you know, within the limitations that we have, you know, financially and stuff like that. We can't obviously bring, like, a stadium show to these clubs, but I've always tried really hard to put on the biggest show I can. Sometimes I feel like that can perhaps, like, take away a little bit of personal connection, and so I really wanted to do a tour where I just would play a song and talk about it and ask people how they were doing and hear about their day and have people sing along, and so that was one of the most fun tours I've ever done. And so I'm not really sure it's something that I could just make a career out of doing, and I don't think I'd want to do that because I really like to rock out, and I really loved the loud drums and the distorted guitars and that kind of energy that fills the room. But certainly once in a while I think it's a nice thing to pull out, and I'm sure I'll do it again.
If you could only choose 4 albums if you were straight or that's right.
Sorry, I'm noticing the hardcore double bass and the Chinese cymbal right now.
It's all good, take your time.
I never know what I'm gonna get. But I would have to say maybe Radiohead, OK Computer would be one. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. Maybe the Black Album by Metallica. I don't know why, maybe. Just to, like, have some heavy stuff in there. And maybe, let's see, last but not least, maybe MC Hammer. I don't know why, just to, like, entertain myself, because I'd be stranded on an island.
Alright, tell us what your favorite, if you could think of one song that you've ever written that's your absolute favorite or really meaningful, what is it? Why does it stick out for you?
You know, I mean, I put a lot into each song, and so it's really hard to be like, that's my favorite one, but they're all kind of like my babies, you know? But I think the ones that mean the most to me are the ones that mean the most to the fans, just because it's kind of, it's always amazing to see how that happens, and I always just see that as God working through music. If somehow somebody's been really touched by a song or it's done something. I mean, music is crazy. I just get to say something once and record it once, and somehow that does, people can listen to that over and over. So sometimes that's why even on this new record I have a line that's like, a misty-eyed stranger said the song's words inspire, but if they really knew it would break their hearts. If there's dirt that my soul keeps, and if there's any good in me, it comes from the grace of my Father. And that's kind of because, like, so often people like, your music, you like, and it can make me feel weird because I know the real me, you know what I'm saying? And I know that I don't deserve any of that, and so I don't know. I'd probably say Walls or Unlimited Angels, those Song of the Sour, songs like that.
Okay, tell us about your new album, Light for Right Doors. How does it differ from your previous voice work, and how does it relate to listeners and fans?
Well, I think musically I just really try to push myself with this record, and I do that every time, so I perceive it to be a step up. And I just really wanted to write, you know, I'm always just, like I said, I'm always just trying to write from my heart. I want to write meaningful music that has an impact, and so that's always the goal of mine when I'm writing, and try to do that with this record. I'm not really good at, you know, when people ask me, like, tell us about your album, or how's it different from your own, it's like, I don't know, because I don't listen to my music ever, and so I'll make a record, and then I listen to it 50,000 times because I'm doing it all, and then when I'm done making it, I don't really ever listen to it again, and so I'd have to kind of go back in time and really sit down and listen to it many bills and deep feeling like a friend, and probably really hear a difference, but I'm sure fans and critics would be much better at answering that question than I would be.
Okay, another thing that's kind of been eating away at my soul. Who actually did the artwork, or the album artwork for Hello Good Friday? Because I really enjoyed that for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, man. A friend of mine named Carolina Phillips, who is just a fantastic artist. I don't know if she's got a website, but she also did the artwork for Calendar Days. So she did both. She didn't do the cover. It's funny because the cover of Hello Good Friend is like hilarious. We were trying to go for like a Springsteen look or something. And looking back on it, I feel like I kind of look like Justin Bieber. But you know, is what it is. And so, but yeah, we kind of just collaborated, and I would sit down and be like, I want this amp to have like color shining out of it. So she would do that. She's a fantastic artist, and I've been really blessed to get to work with some really great artists on album artwork, and especially this new one, Live Write the Words. This guy named Ryan, and I just sat down and collaborated, and he did a fantastic job. It was so good.
Alright, I got one last question for you, actually. You got married in, like, 2005. How's married life different on the road than, say, when you were single?
Well, I mean, of course I love it, you know. On the road comes with crazy obstacles on a daily basis. You know, spent the other day on the side of the road for like the umpteenth time, you know, because of the tire blowout and stuff. So you just have to understand, you know, that stuff happens. And, I love it though. She loves it. So, really, very, very blessed to get to do this. So, just call me right now. So.
Oh, okay. Good wife. All right. Well, thanks for checking out our interview today. It'll be available on Introduce Yourself Zine, zine.com, as well as on our Facebook page, and probably on the Rocket Summers official Facebook page too. Been a lot of fun getting to know you, Bryce, and be sure to keep an eye out on all the cool stuff I'm doing this summer: Warped Tour, Mayhem Fest, a bunch of other tours and things in the interview. But on behalf of Introduce Yourself magazine, this has been Bradley Dillon, Bryce Avary, Rocket Summer. If they're coming to your town, be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching.